It was a quiet night, and she was home alone. Suddenly, she heard a creaking door behind her. Her heart raced as she tried to rationalize the sound. But then, she heard footsteps echoing in the hallway. She turned quickly, but there was nothing there. Trying to calm herself, she thought it was just her imagination. But then, the lights flickered ominously. She felt a chill run down her spine, realizing she was not alone. The footsteps grew louder, closer. She grabbed her phone, ready to call for help. But the signal was dead, leaving her isolated. Suddenly, a shadow darted across the wall. Her breath quickened. She was being stalked. She rushed to lock the front door, but the door creaked open by itself. She stumbled back, feeling the presence behind her. The air grew colder, and she could hear whispers. Panic set in as she searched for a way out. But every door seemed to lead her deeper into darkness. Would she escape, or would she become a victim of the night?
A storm rages outside as Jake sits home alone. Lightning flashes, revealing shadows in the corners. Jake feels a chill run down his spine. He tries to shake it off, but the shadows grow closer. Suddenly, a loud crash echoes from the kitchen. Heart racing, Jake grabs a flashlight and heads towards it. The air feels thick, and whispers fill the silence. Jake pauses, sensing he's not alone. A figure darts past him, vanishing into the shadows. Panic sets in as he searches for an escape. The storm outside intensifies, mirroring his fear. Jake hears footsteps behind him, growing louder. He turns, but there's nothing there, just darkness. Suddenly, the lights flicker and go out. Jake's flashlight beam reveals a sinister smile. He realizes the shadows are alive, watching him. Jake bolts for the front door, but it's locked tight. The whispers grow louder, taunting him. In a final attempt, he screams for help, but the storm drowns out his cries, leaving him alone. Will he survive the night, or become a shadow himself? Have you ever been home alone and felt uneasy? One day, a child found themselves in just that situation. Suddenly, they heard whispers coming from the basement. Curiosity stirred within them, pulling them closer. They took a deep breath and slowly opened the door. The whispers grew louder, echoing through the darkness. As they descended, the air turned cold and heavy. They felt a chill run down their spine as they reached the bottom. In the corner, they saw an old trunk covered in dust. The whispers seemed to be coming from inside the trunk. With trembling hands, they lifted the lid. Inside, they found old photographs of the house's previous owners. The faces looked familiar, almost too familiar. Suddenly, a voice whispered their name from the shadows. Panic surged as they realized they weren't alone. The whispers turned into screams, echoing in their mind. They turned to run, but the stairs seemed to stretch endlessly. The whispers transformed into laughter, chilling their bones. Would they escape the horrors of the past, or become part of it? It was a quiet evening when she first heard the noise. A soft creaking echoed through the empty house. Curiosity piqued. She decided to investigate. The noise grew louder as she approached the basement door. She hesitated, heart racing, then slowly opened it. A chill swept over her as she descended the stairs. The air felt heavy, filled with an unseen presence. Suddenly, a loud bang echoed from the corner. She turned, flashlight trembling in her hand. A figure emerged from the shadows, unrecognizable. Panic surged as she realized she wasn't alone. The figure whispered her name, sending chills down her spine. She stumbled back, heart pounding in her chest. The whispers grew louder, echoing through the basement. Desperate, she turned to flee, but the door slammed shut. Trapped, she felt the presence closing in on her. She screamed, but no one could hear her. The entity revealed its true form, terrifying and dark. In that moment, she understood the house's dark secret. The house was alive, feeding on her fear. Would she escape, or become part of its dark history? The Johnson family was excited for their vacation. They left their daughter, Emily, home alone. As soon as they left, Emily felt a strange unease. Her phone buzzed with a message from an unknown number. Curiosity turned to dread as she read the message. "I see you," it said, sending chills down her spine. Emily tried to brush it off, but the messages kept coming, each one more threatening than the last. Suddenly, she heard a noise from downstairs. Her heart raced as she tiptoed toward the sound. The front door was slightly ajar, swinging in the wind. Emily's phone buzzed again. Another message. "I'm inside your house," it read. Her blood ran cold. Panic surged as she realized she wasn't alone. She grabbed a kitchen knife for protection. Every creak of the floorboards made her jump. Then, she heard footsteps coming from the living room. Emily's breath quickened as she approached. Suddenly, the lights flickered and went out. In the darkness, she felt a cold breath on her neck. She turned around, but no one was there. Just as she thought she was safe, the door slammed shut. Emily screamed, her voice echoing in the silence. Was she trapped, or was there a way out?